Three, two, one. Oh God, I am too tired for this. Overtired, overcaffeinated. Let's do this, man. I really hope this holds on. I've had so many tech glitches trying to get this up and running. I'm actually running on my backup headset at the moment. Hopefully, the people can stop by in a sec and tell me precisely how my sound is. Precisely how my sound is. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. What do I want? Restream chat app. Why do you fail me again, Starscream? There we go. 2. 1 2 at 2 for 22. What is cracking? Man, that's what happens when you don't log in. Shalasta, how are you, buddy? Trying to play Persona 3. Is it back? Telling me it's back. Can you hear me now? God damn it, man. No sound? How about now? Oh, you can? Sweet. Oh my God. I'll tell you about my tech issues in a sec. That's what I get for trying to get new kit on very short notice, man. For Marvel Heroes? What are you talking about? Don't tease me like that, Headshot. I will not punch you, man. Yeah, man, I'm just going to go back up and change that on YouTube now. It's always living in the past, man. Living in the past. Let me just fix that up right now. To the dashboard on the YouTube. Canage, how are you, man? Pure Evil testing 1 2 2 1 2. Morning, Josh Coughlin. Ivan, how are you, man? All right. Just going to fix up this YouTube issue. What's your take on the Unity event? Yeah, it's going to be pretty hard to finish it for a lot of people. The drop-off point's pretty steep, man. Do you mean the Avengers game? Yeah, man, I watched all that last night. So pumped. There's a couple bits of gameplay where I'm like, I don't know, man. Gleason, how are you, champ? All right, let me just make sure we don't echo myself. Oh, God, I just heard my own audio. It's terrible right now, isn't it? Oh, God. Arsenal's playing right now. How are you, Postage? Damien, how are you, mate? I'm just changing the YouTube title, then we're good to go. Yeah, so what happened is, in the process, do you know what? We could probably fix this if you want to bear with me. We're just gonna replug in some things. Hey, Mia, how are you, man? So yeah, basically, I've been saying for ages that when you guys were donating on our Patreon, for those of you that were, that I've been saving up for many months now, using that money to try and get a new mic. And today I actually tracked one down, and I've got all the kit that I need. And then I found out that this son of a bitch doesn't fit. As much as I thought it was going to, it does not fit the existing boom mic that I had. So that means that all of my plans have gone awry. So what I'll do is, we'll put this back in. How much gold would I recommend saving for the SSM event? Oh, God, I'm always torn about those events, man, because it sinks a lot of cash into what really isn't much. The way this event is structured screams Scopely, W champs. I played Looney Tunes, man. Yeah, I need to find the specific adapter, because I've heard that this particular mount, the Yeti Caster, is actually quite good. It's just a real pain in the ass to try and find that sort of thing here at the moment, because shipping it from the States would be fine if we didn't have this whole COVID thing, right? I'm doing this the most complex way possible. Watching a YouTube podcast, completely up to you, my friend. Either way, you'll be able to watch this back if you don't want to. You got the Yeti caster. So yeah, I've had the Yeti for the last few years, man, and I really like it. The only downside is with Windows 10, it has this bloody crackling and popping issue that you can't solve with any amount of editing. It's I'm just gonna take this thing off. It's a real pain in the ass. So yeah, I ended up getting the Shure SM7B, which I've been trying to track down for ages. It's been out of stock since December. So yeah, man, I'm pretty stoked because the sound quality of those bad boys is awesome. Candy says it would change based on activity and other factors. Yeah, I mean, if you really, it depends on how deep you want to go. If you want to sort of maximize your potential, you're going to need like 20 mil comfortably, but yeah, whether you waste that much gold just for that event. I mean, he is an amazing character, don't get me wrong, but he functions. Yeah, Gleason, man, I've been saving up for this for freaking ages, man. Freaking ages. Only a 10 mil? Yeah, I know, Ciano. What am I doing? What am I doing in my life? Barely log into Strikeforce at the moment. Been so busy. I'll be doing some Blitz tonight, Frostal, yeah. I got some raids to do. I got a couple arena matches I got to do, although I already missed my window. I think I finished at like 15th or something. What audio interface? So traditionally I've been using the, oh, you mean what plugin? I've got, hang on, I'll show you the kit. I literally brought it all home today. And then you can totally send me instructions on how to put it together. Because this is not going well. Trying to put this bad boy back together. So yeah, we're 17 mil, holding on to gold alts. Oh yeah, that's a good point. So I've got like 13 mil right now, but I've got like 52, 53 gold orbs, so I'm sitting pretty for that event if I want to. The fudge, why are you not actually scrolling in? I know you don't go through on that side. You bastardo. So many characters you want to work on? Who's at the top of your list, Andreas? For me, it's probably on my list of my like dead and buried characters. Probably Cyclops. Any different income? And watching the replay? Not really, man. Not really at all. No difference at all, my brother. Whatever's going to be more for your comfort, brother. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. We appreciate you guys as listeners. Oh, damn. If it comes back positive, yeah, you definitely had it at some point. Either that or it's a false positive. And the chances of that is higher than you'd think. Depending on which testing kit you use, it could be as high as 20% or 25%. Can I get this as it is? You bastard. Just got Carnage G14? Dude, that's going to get you there. Is this where you sign up for free bananas? I heard you were bringing the free bananas. What's the point of coming to this orgy run and gun if you're not going to bring the bananas? You had one job. We just said to show up, bring the bananas. Grimnos brings the hammocks, you bring the bananas. That's the rules, man. False positives are a serious problem, bro. That's an inner A&R joke, the orgies thing. It's not real. Or is it? All right. This is not going to stay put today now because I've messed around with it too much today. All right, I can probably plug you in. And then I could probably wire this back. I put this upside down, didn't I? Yep, because I'm an idiot. Let's just pivot this way for now. Hellrider, how are you, man? Pretty cool, the Red Cross to do that. It's actually really good, man. Do you hoard in real life like you do in MSF? Yeah. And then I blow my load in one big hit, just like MSF. That's what I did today. I'll show you what I bought today if you really want. I've been saving up all my Patreon money. People think that we don't do anything with that cash except blow it on dumb crap, but me, I always reinvest it back in the show. Let me see if this works. Tell me if this changes much. Changing right about never. Why is that not there? It should be there. I think to change this, I would have to properties. Do I have a default option here? Thought you were millionaires after the pod and streaming? God, I wish that was true. All right, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to try this. You ready? All right, can you guys hear me now through the... Can you guys hear me through the Yeti now? Please say yes. Oh, yeah. I am the captain now. What is happening here? Run a gun. Dude, thank you very much for gifting all the tier subs, man. That's really appreciated, dude. You know you don't have to do that sort of stuff, man, considering that you are absolutely carrying my ass in A&RB right now. I actually just had a chat with Darth saying, are you secretly, like, covering for me right now? Because I keep logging in and I have nothing to do. Any juicy rumors for new characters? So Bjorn, the downside of my streams, my man, is that I don't have any connections to Foxnext these days. So I find out about the same time as you guys do. What have I done? Alright, this is going to be the wonkiest stream ever, but we'll make it happen. Right, and Anti-Venom? Man, I hope it's like, I hope it's more symbiotes, because my symbiotes are looking good right now. Oh, for fuck's sake. Chew. Why'd you try and mess with stuff before you were ready? Huh? Alright, pop filter so you don't have to hear as much. Alright, we should be good now. Spartan 34, what's going on, buddy? Alright, should we play some Strike Force? I think we should. Thank you very much for bearing through all that shenanigans. But yeah, let me show you what I bought today. So those of you who are in our patrons, you can see exactly what we do with your money. So this is about, oh man, probably 7 or 8 months worth of Patreon I've been saving up here. So I got, who was asking before? It was, I did use? Where? Tell me. Run a gun. I can see many running guns. Oh, yes, there you are. I'm so sorry, man. And Choo Choo as well. So, 200 grand. You motherfuckers. I wish it was that much, man. This event to slow the killing you enjoy in that game. Yeah, it happens, man. I'm contemplating whaling towards the end. But then again, I finished DD3. It's like, is it worth it, you know? So, Ryan, you're asking about what interface I'm going to use. I'm going to run the Scarlet 816 at this stage. I'm hoping it has enough to offset... because there's only one piece of memorabilia right now, and the lighting in this room is all off. I had no time to set anything up today. But yeah, I might have to get an in-screen thinger. Never go back to the DM I sent you? When do you send it? If it was today, then yeah, there's a very good chance I haven't gotten to it, bro. This will get you DD3 if you finish? Yeah, that's rough. That's rough, yeah. I mean, if it's the difference between you getting it and not, that's huge, yeah. Yeah, I have a feeling for many people, man, like if you're not spending, it's going to be pretty roughage. I saw that Trevor did a video today about pretty much how terrible it is. All right, let's finish this for the boys. All right. Oh, we can still do this? Great. We're all going to be getting some good leaks from the new Drunk Cerebro post. I'm a big fan of Drunk Cerebro. I think that we should just let him play ball. I like it, man. Got an ad for a Blitzbot during Mobile Gamers video? Yeah, that's happened to a lot of us recently, man. It's uniting everyone by keeping you home blitzing. Yeah, I think Drunk Cerebro is going to be a staple. I'd love to know who that is. If it's you, like, step forward. Tinfoil Hat says, Lihu Zer, is that this event is so bad to force the botters to become more visible? I don't know. I mean, because that's the thing. It's really hard to tell the botters from the scripters, because there's realistically two different types of cheating right now. But then it comes down to the question of, well, is it cheating? Like, what's the difference between using a blitz bot and handing over your phone to, like, your, I don't know, 16-year-old kid and saying, hey, you can play this game and I'll give you $20 if you do this for me all night? You shouldn't do that, just so we're clear. White girl wasted Zeke's account. Does she have that? Isn't that her Instagram account? Cerebro responded to Drunk Cerebro? I didn't see this. What happened? What did he say? I've been so out of touch today, man. What do we got here? I don't think we need both of those two. Otherwise, she's supporting Skynet. That's true. I mean, it starts with Blitz, and then next minute, it's nuclear codes. I think we all know that's how it progresses.
So what you're saying is I need to have a kid? Look, that's basically the only reason I have one. That's not true. Drank Cerebro likes slushies. Cerebro likes ices. Yeah, that sounds about right. He seems like an icy guy. Something about cherry slurpee. Cherry's the worst flavor. Oh, that's a disappointment. Who does cherry? Of all the slushy flavors. That's so gross. Slushies, how dare you? I like white cherry ice, actual Cerebro. Look, at least he's developing a sense of humor. That's nice to see. Yeah. Doggo, good question. My wife is Australian. She has a Greek side on her mum's side of the family and Italian on her dad's side of the family. So she's Australian, but historically her family is Greek-Italian, yeah. But yeah, she's 100% Australian. She doesn't sound like me, though. She sounds way more polished. Not as bogan as myself. Shana, happy late Father's Day. Never knew you were a dad. So no need to say Father's Day for me yet, my friend, because in Australia, we actually do it on a different day. It's the first weekend of September, I think, for Australian Father's Day. I should probably look this up for two reasons. One, I still do have a dad, so I should probably, remember that. And yeah, this will be my first year as a Father's Day. So my kid was born, I think, a couple of days after last year's Father's Day. Yeah. Blue raspberry for the win. See, blue raspberry is a significantly better choice than cherry. I mean, in anything, if there's a choice of a flavor, cherry is last. Like cherry Coke, come on. I mean, if you're going to go to a random sort of Coke, go like vanilla Coke or something like that. Otherwise, just go the classic. Thank you very much, Postage. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Because, yeah, I'm pretty much in need of a new pair of socks. And I hear that's what happens when you become a dad. All your presents turn into underwear and socks, yeah. September 6th this year, is it? There you go. Is the kid walking yet? She's bloody close, man. She's quite big for her age, like quite tall. All the other markers are pretty fine, but she's been skirting the line of almost walking for a while now. But yeah, we're expecting it's going to be pretty soon, by the way she's acting. It's a lot of work. You got a 16-month. So I think it goes a lot more active the bigger they get, right? In the sense that, like, they just walk, they can crawl, they can walk, they get around, right? But, man, I've heard that about you. I mean, yeah. When you're out on the road, man, you can do whatever you can to stay awake, right? Daughter's the middle one. She was walking at 10 months. Boys are much later. I've heard that's pretty common, right? That the lads are a little bit behind the girls. They're a little bit smarter earlier. When do I think X23 offers are coming? I don't think it's going to be until early next week right now. I was kind of expecting them today. Yesterday. That the childproof gets insane. Yeah, she's starting to figure out the stairs a little bit, so we're going to have to look at that. But the way our staircase comes down here, like it's got, like the stairs kind of keep going after the walls finish, so there's no real place to hang a guard. Evan B, how are you, champ? Let's be real, the girls are always smarter. No doubt, man. No doubt. Girls are like reading books and having discussions, and like dudes are just like, can I jump off that? But man, mainline's Red Bull. Red Bull and Coke. Boom. What was the term I learnt the other day, Bart, that I was going to talk to you about? Lot lizards was probably one of my favorite new terms that I discovered this week. Living that unemployed dad blitz life. Oh, bro, I'm sorry to hear. I didn't know that anything had happened with your employment, man. Are you okay? When Kavina started, he was crawling. Been home since March and he's running about. That's crazy, right? We use zip ties to get the guard to the staircase. Yeah, we might have to do something like that too. I think it's going to be a MacGyver job. Like, it's going to be such a duct tape amateur hour position. A good lot lizard? Man. I was listening to, was it Your Mum's House podcast? And those guys were carrying on about lounge lizards. Hilarious. Hilarious. Man, what is up with Florida at the moment? Didn't I see that, like, you guys, California, Texas, and someone else are, like, got the highest rates for the entire US, right? Lot lizards are the best, paying you at 3 a.m. Now, without giving too much away, Bart, is that true? Or is it just kind of like a trucker's legend? Because I want to believe it's true. Sure, it has nothing to do with the protests. Look, you put that many people in close proximity for anything, it's going to have an effect, right? I mean, look at the WWE. Like they're like social distancing like a boss, and they've had like what a couple of dozen or so cases now recently. Arizona, Gleason. Yeah, you're right. That was definitely the other one, bro. Check out our town hall people in Florida debating whether they hate face masks. See, everyone keeps telling me that I need to research heavily someone called Florida Man. Junior Alliance tested positive yesterday for COVID. He's from Houston. Damn. Houston's Texas, right? Rafe, live in Texas. Lots of rednecks refuse to wear masks. And live, if they see you wear one, they yell at you, letting the media control you and calling you a sheep. Oh my God. Why did I not use Phoenix earlier? Tell me that. Tell me that. Does Chew even understand for this game? I don't think he does. Type a date and Florida Man in Google. What, any date? Type in your birthday in Florida Man. I will definitely do this once I finish this. Much more fun party game. Okay. Florida Man. I didn't realize I'd stumbled onto such an urban legend here. You say the headache is crazy, more so than the chest. Man, the symptoms and the way they come up with COVID has been so different for so many people. Any date. Do a couple of different dates. All right. I'll do my birthday first. As long as you all promise not to do identity theft. And then I'll do a random date of your choosing. Let's just auto this. The joke about hilarious headlines always starting with Florida Man. Okay. All right. I think, yeah, that makes sense. I'll do this while this is autoing, shall we? All right, so. Florida Man, February 19th. Let's go. There we go. Florida man arrested for trafficking cocaine stuffed what? What's the rest of the headline? Cocaine stuffed Lunchables in a Ford F-150. I mean, just, yeah. I like it. What else we got? February 19. Florida man throws pizza slice at mum during argument. I like it. Oh God. Jar of human tongues discovered under Florida man's home. Ew. Do they have any news back when Chew was born? As in, like, for that Florida man? Let's find out. Not really from that Google. That might be a pre-internet question. Florida began its tradition of openness back in 1909 with the passage of Chapter 119, Public Records Law. This law provides any records made or received by any public agency are available for inspection. Okay. WD pretended to do everything they could, but up until the first confirmed positive, all they did was temp and questionnaire. Yeah. I mean, you get that many people sweating on each other with open mouths. It's going to happen, right? Plus all the backstage banging with all the sexual harassment charges coming out recently. It's an interesting place to work right now by the sounds of it. You just try to click my continue? I've done that before on multiple streams for other people, yeah. Please have to report all these crazy people and lazy journalists looking for headlines. So we had one back in Australia. Let me see if I can give you some of the classics here. I think it's like best headlines of the Territory Times. Was it the Territory Times? Here we go. The NT News. So this would be our equivalent, I imagine. It's not as great as yours, but okay. I think there's a better version of this, but this is sort of a newspaper that's quite infamous in Australia, where they sort of just have these headlines that are just trying to be like, you know, all sorts of wordplay. Tell me it's got my favorite one. Does it have the Fugitive? Oh my God. Never been to the US, says Dubba. Lahuzer says, just stick with Disney if you do. Just stick with Disney. How many Disneys do you guys have there? There's Orlando, Florida. And is there another one? A lot of the population is crazy. Is there a lot of drugs in Florida? Like, what's the story? Why is there a bit of loco there? Florida man shaved woman to get at her egg rolls. Classic. Is it expected from Aussies, though? Founded by degenerates? You mean the British? Like you guys? Florida man wrecks liquor store, blames it on Caterpillar. Was there any truth to Dingo Ate My Baby story? Yeah, there was, as a matter of fact. Do you guys know that? We got kilos on deck, JC. Oh, Universal Studios. Yeah, that's right. That's the other one. All right, we got some energy to use here. I need some of the orange speciales. Oh, I nearly pushed the wrong button there. Meth, and that's where the cartel shipped to in the US. Oh, crap, really? Been to Disney World 13 times. I've heard that, like, the experience is quite awful in the sense that, like, the lineup for everything is insane. Is that true? Because it sounds like an awesome place to go to, but, like, the lines, right? Tons of drugs through South America, through Florida. Has there been any changes in the drug trade? I'd imagine with the borders being locked up tight, it would have been a bit harder for people to smuggle things in their ass. Yeah, Al Geef, yeah. It seems like they did like a follow-up report on that family multiple times. The reports have gone back and forth, but some indigenous trackers back then helped them sort of track, and there was evidence that a dingo had been around, yeah. What are my thoughts on the new X-Force? I think they're going to be pretty great for most teams on offense in war. I think they're going to be not hot garbage, but they're not going to be that useful outside of war offense. So for that purpose, I think they're good, but it's also the reason that I'm skipping them on their first run. The lines at the amusement parks in Florida are part of the experience. Most of them are indoors. See, that just sounds like where COVID was born. Man running from cops stops to pet cats, goes to jail. See, if that was in Australia, they definitely would have changed the word cats to something else. That's just how they do. X-23 is the new symbiote fifth, the reveal of the X-Force. Now, I heard a content creator talking today that he's claiming that the timeline of the fifth Marauder has been moved up, and in the same sentence said it's not Gambit. So if any of that's true, who else is the candidate for the last of the Marauders? Because I buggered it if I know. I kind of want to bring Yo-Yo up, you know. In fact, I'm going to call Bugger It. It's happening. Emma Frost? Really? I didn't realize she was a Marauder. Drug dealers lost a ton of money. Emma Frost or Iceman. I could live with either of those. Because what does that team really need? They've got... I don't know. Lots of rumors Omega Red. I would love Omega Red to come to this game. She's in the current Marauder roster. I mean, is there any truth to that? Like, I mean, this guy does seem to get a fair bit of leaks. Does Malcontent Luke Ross rework? Tell me that's true. I'm reaching out to him if he said that today. When did he say that? Earlier today. DSH, how are you, man? Speed and an early D up. Yeah, that's a good point. Or something to give Strife a bit of a... What's the Ross rework all about? Comes with a new bot. I don't want it then. If it doesn't have the same bot, I'm not interested. If they're gonna, I mean, why fix what ain't broke? What am I missing here? Oh, really sorry. JC25 Freelance, thank you very much for the tier 1 sub. I need to scroll back through this other list here. Did we miss anything else? How do we get some le? What's the le? Vastnik17, Evan B, Dakoa, and Zen Harold. Thanks very much for the follows to all of you. Something that removes Taunt from Stripes doesn't die in the first hit. Drew the Rumor Guy said a cold fifth. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. It's insane how much of those leaks some of those boys get. Omega was a beast in the X-Men cartoon? Absolutely. Pretty much every game they have Omega Red in too. He's pretty crazy. Yeah, I'd love it to be Omega Red Saurian. I'd also love like random characters like Silver Samurai to come in the game. Mark my words, we'll never farm Wasp. Never farm Wasp? It's pretty hard to not farm Wasp, right? I want this guy to go first. Just go back from your ortho. Going to have to do PT for the next 6 weeks. You're going to MCL sprain. Ooh, careful with that, bro. Oh, and you got a cyst behind the knee popped. Dude, that's a hell of a combo. That's not ideal, man. Freezer. Ha. I'm so dead. Or am I? Emilio, how are you, mate? Yeah, we're going to talk about Goku next, Reven? That's your crossover right there. I'd love Silver Samurai and Omega Red to come to the game. Yeah, I'd love almost like a Wolverine, like Imperial Japan kind of throwback team. That'd be so rad if they did something like that. Just do like Silver Samurai, do other versions of some of those characters. Not Imperial Japan. What was that run called? I can't remember. A lot of big names mentioned in the last survey. I actually saw an amazing thing the other day, Canage, in our local nerd store. They had they got like a run of figurines that are all like samurai re-inspired versions of Marvel heroes. God damn, it was awesome. Is DD3 worth going hard after, or should I just focus the teams instead of specific characters? So gold medal, I mean, you can do both at the same time. Like, that's the real reality here, is that you can do both of those things at the same time, and you probably should try and do them at the same time. All right, we needed that taunt badly, but he's still going to get the splash damage to kill Thanos. Oh, God, I'm dead. What's that Ultima 7 team you use again? The More in Order team? So I got a new version of that I'll be talking about very shortly. But the version I was using was More, Thanos, Black Bolt, Minerva. They're the key four. And then the fifth is very interchangeable. So different raids, nodes, I'm doing different things. So on the nodes when there is a Loki, a Gamora, or a Daredevil, I use a third Black Order character for the speed. So Thanos taunts before them. But yeah, your name basically went Super Saiyan 3 with More in Order, by the way. Oh, is that right? We've been naming teams for a while. Some have been good, some not so good. We were reasonably okay with Tech Wing when we came up with that. Yo Hobo was not my greatest naming work, I can tell you that. But More in Order we're pretty happy with. Did you see how cheesy intro we did for it, Canage? I'm not going to lie, we worked harder on that than I want to admit. Someone said, yeah, it probably does sound with my accent like I said Marauder. No, BKT was Casino, man. Or someone in Casino's crew, I'm not sure. You got Minerva, Phoenix, Hela, Symbiote, Spider-Man at G14, Black Bolt's one piece away, Mr. Sinister, Yo-Yo, G13. Who'd be the most effective fifth for DD3? Black Bolt. Not even a question. Oh, there you go. Sorry, I take it back. It was Egg and Canage came up with it. I knew it evolved from that server. It's probably what I should have said. I don't think I have really much left to buy here today. Did get some Sinister Shards. Finally got him up to 6, which is pretty great. Ben, you're at 21k points in the Unity. Well, I mean, if you're at 21, you're going to beat me. Where am I in the terrible state of things? Wrong one. Explosive combo. So, I mean, I'm only at 17. I've basically missed an entire day today. Hey, what's going on, Brad Bing? The team is dead anyway. Might want to consider bringing up Carnage. Carnage is pretty great, but as an early fifth, Black Bolt's better. How come I'm saving War Orbs? So, there's no real reason for me to open them right now. And part of me wonders if they're ever going to do an orb event where they want you to open stuff, what's the ones that are the highest value that they want you to clear out? And for me, it's things like War Orbs. Why do most people leave BB out of their DD3 teams? I really don't know, because it's the throughput through the entire game is the reason that I did him. Because I did my raid team first, then I looped back around to everything else. All right, we're going to trash some teams. Or do we go backwards? Maybe because we're at tier 8, we'll just use the bigger boys first. What do we got? 104. Probably would win, but I don't want to risk it. Only problem with BB is he's slow. Yeah, depending on who you're taking in there, though, like, I mean, you want him in there to do that damage. You really do. Only problem with Black Bolt is that he's very slow. unless he get his ultimate charged up, otherwise just a meat shield. See, that's why the combination for the nodes where you have Thanos, Moore, and Black Bolt is fantastic, because the energy feed to Black Bolt, the energy feed across to who else there? Moore as well. It's just crazy. The amount of synergy that has is awesome. Just go full auto, you say? Okay. Exile, Crash, and Burn. He's great as far as power goes, but he's going to wait quite a bit. Yeah. I mean, look, you don't want to get to a point where you don't have, like, the characters you need for City. But at the same time, that can take you a while. But I will say you will blow through Cosmic so fast if you have the Thanos, Moore, Minerva, and... yeah, that's the combo. Black Bolt at the end. James Metz, seems I used to be an Envoy. Just curious, what's your take on this? I feel like the Envoys always get a head start on farming, preparing for the next content. Do I think it's fair? So James Metz, this is a thing that the content creators, if you listen to them, they'll tell you this all the time. And it's actually very true. The lead time that we used to get, and it still is true now from what the boys tell me, well, the ones I still talk to anyway, is that you roughly get at a maximum probably 36 hours to prepare. In most cases, it's 24 hours, right? In most cases, when we find out something and we get the script, usually missing stuff until about 6 hours before the embargo, we get no time to prepare. So that's why for a lot of the guys like Trevor and that, their videos don't come out on time, because they're like, I'm going to wait because there's usually a mistake in the brief. And while the other guys are peddling the wrong information, he gets to come out with the right information later. So they don't have an advantage as far as that's concerned. Now, if you talked about the VIP program, that's a very different story. There are players in this game who are not content creators that spend enough money on the game that they actually get a lot of direct insight as to what's coming. They get consulted. Do you think we got this right? Do you think we got this wrong? And in many cases, they know months in advance, bro, about what's coming. They always used to know way more than us. And that's why leaks were so common with the content creators, because we didn't have that information, but the players did. And the players were not under NDAs, but we were. So it was always a very tough situation. And I do not miss Envoy because of it. Because if there's a leak now, like theoretically, if I was a full-time content creator, I could just dive immediately on that news and share it straight with you. Whereas if I was part of Envoy, I'd have to check with them if it was okay. Smelly Telly, thank you very much, man. Glad to have you here. And yeah, Corey, that's exactly it, man. We have to spend most of that window of time making the vid. So it's not like you could farm anything. And we were probably one of the only content creators, myself and Piker, that was in Envoy that never broke deadline. We never gave leaks. We never did anything. We followed it to like the letter of the law because we appreciated the opportunity, man. We're like the only two that didn't like make a mistake or deliberately leak. I'm convinced the game knows what pieces you need. Matt Foster, that's 100% true, man. John Ward, struggling with Black Order because Corvus and Cull are only 3-star. Any tips on what you should use as your best lineup for Arena? The downside, man, is if you are not using the entire Black Order squad, there's no point bringing any of them in except for maybe more. And that really depends on who your other 4 people were. Evan B, I 100% agree. And I've said to Piker before that when I'm busy with work, I don't know why he just doesn't do more videos. The one that you saw was his second take. The first one was kind of, he tried to be real content creatory. Like, hey guys, this is Piker, you know, and like do the voice. And I was like, dude, don't do the voice. You're a personable guy. You're a very fun guy. Use your normal voice, right? And they threw away his script and he just talked through it. And by far the most informative, man. I was really proud of him. And if you compare the views that he got on his first ever video to the views that I got on my first ever video, man, it was like 100 times better. No, Piker did a great job. We've been lucky to have him as part of Alternate Reality for a while. And I've said to him for ages, like, you know, he's a dad. He wants to make a little bit of scrap on the side as well. I said, look, we have a perfectly good YouTube channel. You're part of our team. Put the content out. Like, that's why we work together. You know, since Hebrew left, it's only really Piker and I working on stuff. So yeah, I'd love him to do more videos if that's what he wants. Piker's graphics are number 1. He is the bomb diggity when it comes to that. No one does better graphics than him. And based on that, Piker's, now that he's tasted a little bit of content creation, he's excited. There's a couple of things that he and I are going to be working on in terms of infographics and a couple other things later on. Corey, we don't need a comedy show. Sometimes we just want hard facts and details. Absolutely, man. Iron Loki, the DD3 one for your alliance is pretty cool. Yeah, buddy. VB, you're part of Piker's old alliance? I'm sorry we stole him. And by that I mean I'm totally not sorry. I'd do it again. That's right, Games and Gains. Yeah. What do we got here? Man, who's enjoying Blitz though? His video on ISO was perfect explanation. See, I'm glad that before the podcast I had him explain it to me, because if I had watched a couple other videos, man, JC25, I would if I could, man. I significantly enjoy doing this more than my real job most days, but the real job pays the bills and keeps my family in the lifestyle to which they have become accustomed. So, it's soul crushing, right? Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, like as much as like in the back of my mind I had that I'm not gonna get the rewards, part of me was like, man, it was good not blitzing today. Binner order. Is enjoying Blitz a thing? I'm sure there's some people that are into it. You know how like certain people are like into being trampled by people wearing heels and whipped with stuff? I imagine those same kind of people probably enjoy Blitz. That's sadomasochistic people. Foam battery's going to explode from blitzing. Has anyone else had like performance issues with Strike Force recently? Not performance issues at home. I don't want to hear about that. Just with the game. Symbiotes are awesome, man. Like now that I've got all three of them at T14, so fun, dude. I wasn't kink shaming. I'm just saying I see a direct synergy between those things. I celebrate people's kinks. They have pills for improving blitz and performance. Keeps freezing in time combat. Ooh. You sent me a DM. Where? What platform? There's no way that's going to happen, Hooch. If you listen back to episodes of PMP, by far, I'm the one that celebrates kink more than the others. The other boys are like prudish compared to the stuff. Although now we're beaten absolutely by Ray Mayhem, because when you have a, what does she call herself? An amateur pornographer on staff. Whatever stories you've got, she kicks the crap out of them, man. Hate this event, Andreas. Me too, man. Ray is hilarious, man. She's been a great addition to the crew. We should have had a female voice sooner, to be honest. It does balance it out quite a bit. Think I need to hit up this podcast? Porn and politics is not always about porn or politics, just so we're clear. But the one that she was in was 100% about porn and sex and all the above. Ray who? Ray Mayhem, man. RAEMAYHEM is where you'll find her on her OnlyFans, I believe. She's got a very interesting story. She goes after a very specific niche when it comes to her adult entertainment. Yeah. And a truly hilarious person. So she has joined the crew on 3 of our podcasts. So she is doing the Legions of Runeterra podcast, which is for the card game. She does the League of Extraordinary Dicemen, which is a Dungeons & Dragons podcast with us. And now we have a brand new D&D podcast set in the world of League of Legends, so in Runeterra. That's available as of this week. So that one is our PG D&D. If you want to hear the ones where we're just unhinged and, you know, it's dick jokes 24/7, although that's evolved a lot since Ray's come on board, that's TLOED. But both of them we have a lot of fun. Have we seen Zeeks? Now, when you say seen Zeeks in that context, what do you mean? I know that people have suggested she has just 2 Instagrams, right? She has a work-facing one and a not-so-work-facing one. Is that the story? Blitz event is 50-50, not really going crazy on it, barely. Yeah, Vance, it depends. She's blessed. I don't feel like I should ask follow-up questions. There's a natural curiosity, of course. I do not doubt that you have. Mr. Spartan. Yeah, I have to admit, I haven't really had any interactions with that whole side of things. I hear people mention Zeke's a lot, but I never really talked to Cerebro. So I haven't done the level of stalking that you gentlemen apparently have. So her Instagram, so fine, man. I don't know. Who do you think is the most attractive Instagrammers, male or female? No judgment here. Who's your favorite? Who's out there? Who should I be following right now for inspiration? Research, not stalking. You're trying to get a job with Fox Button. Lina Reader. What happened with Hebrew Chew? What do you mean by that? In regards to Strikeforce? He just quit the game. He's still working with us and everything else. Follow Shanksy. Cerebro is better than Zeke's because of that beard. Curiosity is not a crime. Absolutely not a crime. Julie Ann. Who's Julie Ann? What's her profession? Professional fitness model. Is she coming up with the cure for cancer? Should I be live reacting to these names? I actually already do follow The Rock on Twitter, man. Love that dude. In fact, I bought a t-shirt yesterday, which is my goal shirt for when I'm like not obese AF. I want to fit into. It's like if I fit into that shirt, I know I've made it. And it's a rock. I did yesterday, Azza. Yeah. Curiosity has killed many Florida men. Apparently so. So who do you say? Daisy Keech I have to have a look at? Okay. Daisy Keech. She's adorable, man. How about you say? Julie Ann. That feels like a name I should be Googling. Yeah, I had a feeling that might have been her profession. All right, this might be a fight that I shouldn't be autoing. Let's turn that off, shall we? Dwayne Johnson's an amazing entertainer, and I watch anything he's in. He was always my favorite wrestler, man. I know a lot of people, it's like, is it Stone Cold or Taker or whatever? You're the hardest worker in the gym? Not at the moment I was. Although today, technically I was, because there was no one else in the gym this morning. People keep saying that The Rock is going to make a run. Like, people are saying, like, 2024. I just don't think... I mean, why would you? Like, if you have the life The Rock has, why would you want to put yourself in the mess of politics, bro? I don't see it. They got the death proof mechanic, but then again, like, everything else is worse. Got to invite Casino to the Abandoned Envoys cluster, Timothy? No reason, man. We've discussed that for a while. People's Elbow bringing heat to the Senate floor. See, if they decided, like, tiebreakers in Parliament or in the Senate or Congress with wrestling matches, that'd be real interesting. Arnold Schwarzenegger became governor. If Arnold can, The Rock can. True, man. How was he perceived as a governor? I thought that people didn't mind him. But then again, like, we never saw the overseas news. George Clooney should make a run. George Clooney's missus should make a run. She's a ridiculously intelligent woman. Mediocre. There you go. Oh, the infamous FU letter. Need to catch up on the D&D pods. They're hilarious. So since we got the other one where we kind of have to play it straight, I can tell you now, man, that TLOED has only gotten significantly more just random as all get out, man. Mixed bag, huh? I don't think we're going to get another turn, so let's just go for the slow. Because you never get stuns at that point. What do you think about the police reform bill from President Rock? That taunt might have been misplaced, but he's going to get the ult off before I go, right? Yeah, so he should be safe. That's what they do to China. His work fighting against gerrymandering and such things is good, though. Man, how bad has been some of the manipulation recently in terms of, was it Kentucky? Where they like closed all the major voting booths, especially in certain demographics hoods. That's pretty interesting. Good, I like that kind of pods where they need to try not to laugh, less people stare at me. Yeah, there's some weird laughs in the last couple, man, but we had a lot of fun. It's real bad, Evan. Yeah. Is there other states as well? I try and keep up as much as I can with the US politics, man. But I tell you what, the news cycle on that this last couple of years, good God, it's never ending. That and the AG bar stuff is mind blowing right now. Yeah, Mitch is worried. It's because he's just a basic Mitch. Just a basic Mitch. He goes to Starbucks. Just like a little basic Mitch. Grimmels, what's going on, buddy? Yes. Turtles are afraid of change. Doesn't he look like a turtle, though? I've never seen a human embodiment more of a turtle, except for that guy. Oh, there was one other actor. US politics is a mess, Alpha. I mean, Australia's not that much better. We've got a big corruption scandal in one of our major parties at the moment. It doesn't matter where you go, man. That job just seems to attract Deutschbags. Had 4 open with a population of 90% less? What? Andy Dick and the Master of Disguise vibes. Same side as Mitch, even I agree it's long past due for him to retire. True. That dude has been a bit of a cancer. Oh, Dana Carvey, yeah, man. News here in the States happens so fast. Yeah, cable news is kind of bad. Dana Carvey. Garth himself, huh? Douche. It's not the job that attracts us to douchebags, it's the bower. I don't know, Scarface pretty much outlined exactly what happens. First you get the money, then you get the power, then you get the women. Big news as general is bad. Yeah, man. That's why, like, you see, like, trust factors, like, shifting to... Like, who would have thought, like, 10 years ago that Joe Rogan would be someone that so many people worldwide would listen to try and, like, gauge the situations, not only in the US, but around the world. Like, watching Fear Factor and going, really, that guy? Bad news is a good day for stocks? Yeah, how does that even work, man? That negative correlation between those two is pretty crazy. I need to get back to some kind of normality so we can kind of get away from this stuff. I haven't watched much on Netflix lately, but we really need to get back to releasing some Marvel and DC movies, man. I feel like I'm having withdrawals without being able to go like 8 weeks between one and the next one. Because what is the next one in the pipeline now? Is it actually Black Widow? Do we have to wait till November 9th for that? In rural Kentucky, they had a county with 10% of the population, 4 places open versus 1 Lexington. Good God. Black Widow November. Although I think we have... is it Winter Soldier's the first one out on the TV series, or Loki? Oh, New Mutants. Yeah, I forgot about that. 1.4 billion trending for US politics right now. They rushed out the stimulus. Looks like 1 million dead people. What? I'm confused by that statement. Oh, yeah, I still got to watch the other half of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Is that completely finished now, or is there still a few left to go? I'm behind on a few series. I'm behind on that. Walking Dead. Quite a few. Oh, WandaVision's first, is it? I knew Disney had something lined up, right? It is still running, Evan. Sweet, man. In live on last season now? Sweet. At least they gave them a season to wrap it up, right? It was kind of disappointing they were just going to let it go. Cloak and Dagger was good. That's finished now too, right? The government granted $1.4 billion to people who are now dead, and then there's millions of people who haven't gotten it. That's insane. That's mismanagement at its finest. Episode 6. Okay. How many episodes in total are they doing? And did they finish filming before COVID? So will we actually get the end anytime soon? Is the question. Over Cloak and Dagger? Okay. Señor Chu, ¿cómo estás? No español. Yeah, New Mutants. That's crazy. Yeah, there was a Cloak and Dagger show. I think it finished on 2 seasons, right? Please tell me if I'm wrong. I never watched it, but I should. Not super popular, but I like most of S.H.I.E.L.D., including the space stuff. Was season 4 of The Bats? Oh, The Bats. Yeah, I didn't mind it. Netflix is trash. I'm trying to think of the last good thing I watched on Netflix. It's been a while. I mean, the last actual thing I watched was Tiger King. My wife loves documentaries, man, especially like the really. Actually, no, I lied. The last thing we watched was the Epstein documentary. Chew on the fence for taking BB or Thanos to 6 reds. Leaning BB but starting consider Thanos. Consider Thanos. Why am I talking like Mike Tyson now? I would say go Black Bolt, but it depends on where your Black Order is. Where's your more? Oh, Hannibal. That's a series I never finished. I think I got halfway through season 3 and I kind of bailed out because of the big tonal shift. Beer God is hyping Castlevania. I love Letterkenny. I need to watch it consistently because I only ever watch YouTube clips, man. I agree, Lil Juzam. They should have gone way more into the Clinton stuff. Chris Halford, how are you, man? The General Chew. Did I watch Ozarks? No, I haven't watched that. That's pretty good though, right? That's Jason Bateman directing, is that right? Vikings, I think I left that around the time that died. Save for more, Bennett. I mean, she's a great character. Hella is an amazing character, but there's a lot of things that have shifted in the last couple of weeks in regards to like what teams we're all using that I think, don't necessarily take her to upgrades right now. Exile, Crash and Burn. I cannot believe how good that show is, man. Like, there's so many synergies between those types of communities in Canada, regional Canada, to regional Australia. Like, you could draw a straight line between the two. Hilarious. Some of those things, like when they're having the big conversations with Skrilly Dan, so funny. She put her fingers in my buttholes. Epstein was deep in Trump and the Clintons. See, I cannot believe if you're going to make a documentary like that in 2020, an election year, you don't go completely into Trump Clinton. It makes no sense to make that documentary without those pieces. You're from Canada, it's pretty spot on. That excites me to know. Quote that show in game chat, as you should, because it's hilarious. How many times do you guys say, to be fair? Narcos. Okay, I didn't really think about watching that. Not normally my kind of show. Other than Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad was a pretty good sort of drug-centric show. Real E, quick question. Once you have the top 5 Ultimate 7 teams, what do you recommend farming next? Or once you have one of those teams? It depends on where your alliance is, really, to be honest. If you're at a point where you want to start progressing through difficulty 4 or difficulty 5, if you don't want to start really spending a ton of cores, you are going to want to have multiple raid teams. You really are. Oh, I'd be pretty close. Carl Urban is one of the greatest. I actually really enjoyed the take that Carl Urban had on Judge Dredd. If for no other reason that he did not take the helmet off for the entire thing. Aussie show called Problems? I don't know if I have. But The Boys, though, yeah, that was easily my favorite show of last year. Oh, I haven't seen Stargirl yet. Is it good? The Carl Urban Dredd movie was awesome. It's basically a bottle episode. Like, it's all within one building, really. And still, it's amazing. I really enjoyed that take of Dredd. Then again, I'm not totally against the old Stallone version. I know it's pretty cheesy, and it has Rob Schneider. But at the same time, I never hated it. Based on a book by James Patterson? Wasn't he randomly... Was he one of the guys in it they're interviewing? I can't remember. I am the law. Demolition Man is one of my favorite movies. I love that movie. It's hilarious. That is easily one of Wesley Snipes' best movies, as far as comedic performances go. It's like Die Hard. How else have we got that should win most of the time? Probably these guys. Murder, Death, Kill. Murder, Death, Kill. That's right. Sandra Bullock was in that too, right? That's a 7 red star. Still waiting for someone to release the 3 seashells? Absolutely. What's your boggle? Every restaurant is Taco Bell. Now, with that movie, there was a change in the licensing. That the original version was Pizza Hut and they changed it to Taco Bell, or was it the other way around? I think it was Taco Bell then Pizza Hut, because I remember in later dubs of that, I remember buying it, and you can see the mouth go Taco Bell, but you hear a dub version that says Pizza Hut. Dennis Leary, that's right. Cash Money, New Shocker. I have not. I bought a lot of packs for different stuff that had stuff I wanted, and just happened to have that. So, right now I'm just using my top teams. So just for shits and giggles, really. I'll drop down once we finish. Oh, it's Taco in the real version, Pizza Hut in Europe. Well, the Australian must have had the European dub then. Riggs, if you're using the raid team that centers around him, yes, I would. If you're not, then no. I mean, he's very good, and his basic in Black Order hits like a truck. If you want to ask, like, out of all the graphics that we've done, one of the things with T4s, one of the recommendations I got wrong the first time was not recommending the basic T4 and Thanos. Once we saw it in game, we were like, oh god, this is amazing. We need to change this. All right, let's do some sacrifice. The scrolling. The sim is scrolling. But yeah, as far as like who else I'd take to 7 right now, I probably wouldn't take anyone. Would I T4 all Thanos abilities? For Black Order, yes. If you're just doing raid, no. You only really need his basic. His passive. If you're just doing raids, you only just need his passive. For that team though, yeah. Sinister to 7 red stars. So here's the thing about Mr. Sinister. He does scale incredibly well, but if you really think about where you can use him consistently and effectively, he is a character that's always going to scale well, but you think about like where you can place him and who you'd have to remove to put him in, he's not as flexible as people think he is. I want him to be, because on paper it's incredible, but yeah. I mean, if they brought out new content, different story. Like, if they brought out new content and you could copy just one of the new OP characters and add it to your already ridiculous team, sure, that's a majorly different story. But that's not where we're at. Now, apparently we do have answers on that Akori. Bad news, man. Sinister's clones will not get benefits from ISO 8. And this is the one that I was really bummed out about. Summoning characters... The summon characters will not get ISO 8. Now, right now, according to a leak that I have from one of the VIP boys, because again, I don't know how those guys don't have to sign NDAs, all the envoys aren't talking jack. But here's the thing. Right now, on the test server, allegedly, Phoenix is bugged and the ISO 8 does not apply to Dark Phoenix. My toad is sad. And he licks the also sad behind of Blob. Do you really want to world where Ultron bots get ISO benefits? Yeah, man, that could be pretty crazy. Go to bed? Yeah, man, I'm not going to be too far away. Gonna do some streaming here for a bit, finish off this Blitz run, and then I'm out of here. We could probably have hand loose, Kree lose. I don't think it's gonna stay. I don't think it can stay. I think they have to fix that. I think it is a bug. I mean, then again, the people in there, it's a brief conversation I had with a couple of people that have, well, effectively they're broken NDAs, but yeah. But yeah, I want to be clear, none of the content creators gave me that information. That is from a very kind individual from the community who spends a lot of money and is in that test. All Hal BO and BB rip off half the MTA. That's if it stays, Chan. We don't know, right? But yeah, if you're in that program and you want to put leaks in my inbox, do it. I will never really reveal your name, but I'll be happy to pass on whatever you think the community should know. That bug was also shown by a content creator already? Really? Who was it? Who was it? Dobmin. Dobmin. Torna already dropped that info. Talk about a guy that I still can't believe is in that program again. We're allowed to talk about those things. Your personal experience, including your opinions on the feature overall, if you had fun with it, the Matrix use your face, class combat, and the marked mechanic. Okay. Money spent in envoys, pretty much. Dost thou? The VIP program and the envoys is how people got in. Valley messed up. Yeah, that was a real... I did hear about that. There's nothing more frustrating when you're an envoy and you follow the rules and you release it on time with the information they said that you can release, and then one or more of the other guys either go early or accidentally reveal too much. So yeah, we had a lot of frustrations. Well, I shouldn't say we. It's only me. I'm the only one that left. I had a lot of frustrations with that program. Rip everyone else's views. Yeah, it got to the point where it just wasn't even worth that. But it seems like now's a good time, though, because people are looking for quality rather than just a release. And I think Piker was really one of the only guys that put in a massive amount of effort into that video. So I hope that he does more Envoy release videos, man, because he should. Because I can't. I don't know what the info is. I left. Tony left as well. Tony Bing is great people, and I wish he did more MSF content still. I really do, man. I bet he can't show this. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not held to anything. Actually understand how it works after his video? Yeah. And there's a lot more stuff that Pikers apparently knows, as per a lot of those guys, because obviously they're all testing it right now, but he was told he couldn't say things that some of the other content creators put in their videos, and then after they went with that info, they changed the rules. So, yeah. He accidentally put in more info than he was supposed to in his video in terms of percentages. They weren't allowed to tell the percentages on the first pass, apparently. But Valley did, then he had to pull down the video. Then they basically said, well, damage is done. Just do it anyway. So, yeah. Phoenix Bug was revealed on the stream. There you go. Good times. This team's not going to win either, are they? But that's okay, because I don't think we have any Unity characters in there. Yeah, boy. Yeah. Look, it happens. Like, sometimes it's general mistakes. Sometimes it's, trying to get an edge. Sometimes it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission when it comes to some of these things, right? Tony doesn't really stream. Tony likes to sort of... I've tried to get him on the podcast so many times because he's one of my old school favorite content creators, man. I used to watch him all the time when it came to Marvel Heroes. Marvel Heroes and Marvel Heroes Omega. His guides are the ones I used to watch way back in the day. I liked it. The Phoenix Bug JT is that at the moment on the test server, the ISO 8 does not apply to Dark Phoenix. I mean, tertiary, if that's the case, man, like, it's better to preserve your sanity and miss out on some rewards, because there's nothing worse than if you absolutely scrape your testicles along the bottom of the cheese grater that is the current event and then come out empty-handed. That's going to feel much worse than if you just went, you know what? I'm going to enjoy my weekend. I'm going to spend it with friends, family, terrible TV shows, any of that stuff. Maybe some great podcasts and alternate reality, all right? Get some significantly more bang for buck. Oh, Corey, I have no doubt it was a mistake, man. He's not normally one of the ones that does that. Not really, Corey. You get a script from Fox Next with the exact, you can say this, 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 and this, and you get a script of things that say you're not allowed to say this, this, and this. There's no real wiggle room. Like, they're basically legal documents that as an envoy you have to follow. And if you don't, there can be repercussions. Saw the math and said, F this, I'm not buying 65 orbs. Who is? Hey, Kyle, how are you, man? I thought we'd be done with the milestones that involve Unity by now, because I'm not the only one. Not for me, man. Just because, I've missed pretty much all my blitz today, which is why I'm burning some of the blitz energy on certain teams. JT, they're definitely coming to the game. They're coming in, like, September, I think, right? That statement hurt, said Postage. It was supposed to. Where's my defenders? They've got a few members in there, I think. Yeah, he's kind of the clean-cut image they're looking for at the moment. I don't think so. I think it's still Trevor. Although you are right in the fact that Trevor is the number one because of content quality. Trevor is the number one in terms of views, subs, and also the thing I love about Trevor the most, man, is that he calls it the way it is. If Fox Next does something great, he says this is great. If they do something terrible, he says it's terrible. That's what I love about Trevor, man. He tells it like it is. That's why people watch him. Yeah, that's why I think he's the number one guy. I really do. And he's a good dude at the end of the day, too. Trash! Oh, man. He makes good stuff, man. If they tweak and there's changes again, it'd be interesting to see. I mean, I hope they make a few more changes based on what we're hearing, but we'll have to wait and see. Lube. Did he say something about lube in the last one? Shitting all over this event? Well, I mean, he's not wrong, right? I mean, number one after Chew. You can't count me in that list, boys. I'm a part-time creator, all right? You got to give it to the full-time boys. Lube and spit. God. Is that basically describing how this has been rammed down our throats, this event? And I don't mean throats. Yeah, Parker and I have been working on a plan on how we're going to get you guys more weekly content too, by the way. We're planning some setups and some weekends where we kind of do a bunch of stuff we record in one big chunk. It's like meal prepping, but for YouTube videos. Oh, it's part of the talk when he does the reviews? For sure, man. MG Twitch off reviews were over 1K viewers yesterday on Twitch. Yeah, man. He gets it in. Talks an awful lot about buttholes. What are you talking about? Very, very rarely. It comes up a lot. How many hours a week am I spending on content at the moment? On average at the moment, if you're talking about like MSF YouTube video content, at the moment I'm only getting about 2 or 3 hours max. If you're talking about all of our podcasts combined and the editing that goes behind that, then managing that community and organizing our Patreon and all that sort of stuff, probably about 10 to 12 hours a week. And then, of course, playing the games enough to try and make sure that what I am saying about those games is not trash. If you count the last couple of weeks where I've been playing Last of Us 2, that number goes up very significantly. He gets 1,000 live viewers for his 5-minute offer review. I mean, look, when you get that level of success, man, you're going to, yeah, it's easier to grow. I wish him all the best. I think that's awesome. I think the most... Oh, Tertiary Fields, thank you very much for the tier 1 sub, man. I don't know how that did not get pinged earlier. Thanks also to Rumble, Tizzy Mac, and Porgs Forever for the follows as well. I'm really loving Last of Us, man. I haven't played it for about 3 days now, unfortunately. That's your choice, Fifi. Absolutely, man. We sort of made our position clear last night. I don't really want to keep going on about that because I think that, you know, we don't really want to give that issue much more oxygen because, yeah, there's a lot of people that have been hurt by some of the things that have happened. And, yeah, you are more than welcome here anytime you like, bro. Need more Last of Us? Heck yeah, bro. Really enjoying the first playthrough of the game? Yeah, man. Did you play through the first one after all? Or are you playing through the first one now? Of the first game. Sorry, I read that wrong. Yeah, first game is so good. Second game's not as good, but it's pretty good. Low content Wolf Thors the most from all the content creators. Thank you very much, man. All right, I may have to go, lads. Unfortunately, my wife is having a bit of trouble with our daughter, according to this text. So I need to go and do my daddy thing. So I really apologize, but real life always comes first. I'm sorry. What I'll do is I'll try and sneak in a stream tomorrow night, okay? So yeah, sorry guys, I have to bail on this mid-stream, but I will definitely come back and catch up with you guys tomorrow.